Video. Hello, this is Nana or Valerie, and I'm gonna talk today about the sweater. It's called the Broadleaf. I modified it significantly, and because I made some major modifications, I thought I would get on here and talk about them. So, the first thing you do to make this sweater is you make a panel for the front and a panel for the back. Again, I made two different panels. I used the background color on both panels as the same yarn. I looked it up, it is Saffron by Madeline Tosh. Um, this color here, I didn't put in my Ravelry notes, and it's very possible that maybe I dyed that color or someone else did, but I honestly can't tell you where I got the yarn, what dyer, what anything. It could be another Mad Tosh for all I know. These are singles. It's the only sweater I've ever made using singles. I'm not a fan of using singles in sweaters, but for this purpose it did work. The pattern has a boat neck, and I'm not a big fan of boat necks. So what I did was I added this panel at the top to give me a saddle shoulder basically, and I picked up stitches and knit and decreased my way down to fewer stitches to give myself a bit of a shoulder, and it allows the sweater to sit much nicer on my body and gives me a neck that isn't so choking. I also felt like I wanted it wider, so I added a similar panel that lined up with the panel here on the sides, only these I did straight down. I did not increase or decrease on them. And then after knitting those panels, I then picked up from on the panel and on the sides, and I knit the ribbing for a little bit of an extra sleeve detail on the edge, and decreased down at the bottom using a central double decrease just on the edge of the armhole to have it line up a little bit better. And I honestly don't remember how they finished theirs, but I know that I made so many modifications on putting it together that how they put it together really did not work. The yarn on this side I do know is from Arctic Crafts by Benta, who's no longer dyeing. It was in her colorway Carrot Cake. The pattern, I'll link it below. I can't remember the designers. It's not Pip and Pin, although I do really like them. But I can't remember the name of the dyers, the designers of the pattern. But it is the Broadleaf pattern. It is on Ravelry, and it is in my Ravelry projects. And I'll have the link to the pattern and the project down below. I do think that this is a lot of brioche, but on the other hand, if you really want to learn increases and decreases in an enjoyable rhythmic, this pattern is really good, but it is a lot. So I would probably, if you're just learning brioche, would recommend more like the Harlow hat. But if you're comfortable with brioche, this is an excellent, excellent pattern. I made mistakes. I left the mistakes in there. I'll probably at some point do another video, short video um, on me and mistakes and how I handle my mistakes. I leave them in, but there's more to it than that. And that's it on the broadleaf pattern. If you have any questions, feel free to put them down below. I just wanted to get a little more detail. If you want exact how many stitches kind of thing that I did, I do think I maybe added that information in on my Ravelry notes. But I think it would be based on your shoulder. How much do you want to add and how low do you want it to go? And maybe you put more stitches in the front than in the back, or more stitches in the back than in the front, depending on how you want it to lay. I did not adjust the ribbing at the top of the panels. That was, I didn't make it any shorter or longer. I think if I were to do it again, I would not do the bottom ribbing to start. I would do just maybe 1 or 2 rows, and then I could come around and pick up and add ribbing all the way around, because I really do think that for my size, having an additional panel here and not having it have my sleeve coming down and having fabric straight out, I think having a little bit that comes in on the sides looks a little bit better. And yeah, anyway, so that's it for the broadleaf. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.